Brothers and sisters, I'm back and welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna talk about the best decks for the 300 and we're gonna talk about generically about other decks that might be or might be not viable. But before doing that, I wanna tell you guys that I am ready to start a Master Duel tournament with the top 10 of the previous December Duelist Cup, and it's gonna be the most insane tournament because this tournament will include the best players in the world. That said, Pedula, roll the clip.
Next year to Japan, baby!
In one moment, a champion. In the other, someone chasing glory. The map unfolds across the planet everywhere. Someone is ready to prove it. Somebody celebrates. Somebody breaks. Everybody wants to compete. So we're doing it for real. Top 10 from the December Duelist Cup go head to head against each other until only one remains. 10 enter, only one leaves. No excuses, no hiding, only one win.
Okay, moving on. Let's start with the shitty one, like the one that no one cares about. Labyrinth. Labyrinth without generic floodgates, without the barrier. The deck cannot perform, but we have a Dominus Spark, and for now, the deck is Dog Water. It barks when you play your Labyrinth cards. When you activate Welcome, might as well say Welcome my dog. Memento. Memento is always interesting in my opinion. It's never a bad deck. Like, it's very flexible in what it does, plays around charms very well. It can push a lot, but the issue about Memento is that it's graveyard reliant. And guess which tier 1 deck banishes from the graveyard? Yeah, you guessed right if you are a fellow Draco Tail player, because Sting absolutely destroys this deck. I would put it in C, because it's slightly playable. Hero got some support, changed absolutely nothing. I mean, with Memento actually not the Fire King Jurak. I was never a believer, I will never be a believer. But there are some new cards, the GMX, that might change the way the Jurak cards are gonna be played. I think it's interesting as an archetype. As a deck, no. Findling Yubel. Findling Yubel is not horrible, I would say. It's slightly playable. But it loses to Charme. As well just move Memento in B and move Findling in C. So we just like... Ryziel Finsmith, I mean, come on. Like, come on. Onomat Ryziel, I actually think it is not a bad deck. I actually don't think it's an horrible deck. Onomat Ryziel. Think like, if you take in consideration the skip turn combo, I think it's slightly viable. Malice Ignister, it's still performing. The deck is not horrible. I just don't see the power. I just don't see the power level of the deck right now. I don't see where you would position. Like, could be B, could be A. I really don't think it's a viable option, considering that now, cause of Spenta, cause of the new white dragon stuff, we have way to remove bodies with more efficiency. So I'll say that the deck is not good right now. Yeah. Azamina White Forest, classic combo wombo. A classic combo wombo will go in C. Blue Eyes Primate, I was never a believer. Even when it won, I was never a believer. I am still not a believer. I think the deck is a dog pile of trash. And I'm sorry for all the Blue Eyes enjoy, but I speak Italian, I speak English, and I speak the truth. And there is also an overframe that was announced a few days ago. Deep Eyes, Blue Eyes, something. I mean, maybe it's a very broken card for the archetype that will change and shift the entire dynamic of the deck. Maybe not. For now, the deck goes in C. Primate Temple of Kings. Primate Temple of Kings is classic stun. Like, in my opinion, the deck is not good. Like, in my opinion, the deck is really not good. I mean, it goes in C because it did perform and won a Wisest. I'm not putting it in B. Like, I'm not putting Primate Temple of the Kings at the same level of Malice and Onomatrisis. That they actually do have respectable win conditions. Actually respectable win conditions. Mitsurugi. Mitsurugi, it might seem weird. It might seem wrong. But I don't hate Mitsurugi, actually. I think it's a possible contender. Yes, Abakiri went to 1. But there are many more ways to play this deck. And I think that the Mitsurugi archetype, generically speaking, is the best archetype, or one of the best, ever printed. There is a way and there is a world in which Mitsurugi, pure, can actually perform. And that's why it goes A, because I do believe in the deck. Shout out to Christian Urena. Live Twin Finsmith. Ole. Classic classic deck that does not do anything. Finsmith cards, in my opinion, we're done with Finsmith, okay? Maybe. I mean, there is a variant that we will discuss about, but for the other decks, except for maybe Radiant Typhoon, or maybe some Elven Note, shenanigans, I would cut Finsmith out of the equation. So I don't like Finsmith, generically speaking, right now. Gem Knights. Classic combo wombo, going second, break the board, win the game. Goes in C. Orcus Mitsurugi, unplayable. It's not unplayable. Classic wombo combo that doesn't really do anything. I don't think it's good. Like, come on. Like, let's be real for a second. I don't think this deck is viable. We're gonna put it in C because there is Mitsurugi. That's it. Punk. Unplayable. Classic combo wombo. Could go in C. But I actually do not believe in the archetype. So goes in D. Lunalite. I actually think it's a top tier contender. Lunalite could actually go in S. Very good counter against Draco Tail, against Radiant Typhoon. I actually do believe that the deck is actually gonna overperform in the next few events. Or at least at the start, in my opinion, the deck is gonna overperform. Radiant Typhoon doesn't have an out. Draco Tail, depending on the variant, does also not have an out to the Liger. So, I actually do believe that the deck is on his peak right now. So yeah, Part Mage, solid C. Maybe could move to a B just for distant coder. There is also the new card, Non Finito. I mean, I'll give it a B just for coder. It's also not bad. I actually don't hate the archetype. It's interesting. I did study it. It has some very cool plays. So I'm not gonna hate on it. At least not now. But it does have some issues. And just for coder goes in B. Fart Mage K9. This one does not work. Sky Striker just goes in C for Rania New. Branded Draco Tail. Branded Draco Tail is definitely one of the top contender. There is still a discussion about the branded Draco Tail and how it should be played. Like, if you only play branded cards, you will be able to play 3 more flex spots. And you do have a sort of grind, but not a solid bridge. When you play this kind of variant, you will have to increase at this peak, at this maximus, the amount of Urgulas in your deck. Maybe increase even the amount of Pan. I think Pan is dog shit. Like, if I can play the card at 0, I would play the card at 0. And I am actually considering to play the card at 0. That's how bad Pan is for the rotation of Draco Tail, in my opinion. But Urgula is the Leomi. Urgula is your best friend. Urgula is the friend that you made along the way, you know? Your companion. For the branded Draco Tail list, there are some variants that are going around recently, and I do like it. I don't hate it. It does have some very cool extra deck options, and it's very flexible in the way it plays. I do have only one concern. Even though you kind of fixed the consistency, because you do not play like because like you know, you guys know, we got Ketu at 1 and Mululu at 1. There is one big issue. You have only 7 branded cards in your deck. 6 if you wanna be real, if you're not playing like Albion the Shrouded Dragon. You should be playing Albion the Shrouded Dragon, and I also think you guys should also be playing one OG Albads. I think the discussion is over. Just play the fucking OG Albads in the branded list. I know that you have to cut a white. Just play one Shrouded instead, and you add back it with Artalion. I think that you actually need the ceiling right there, especially in a list like that. Done with that kind of discussion, I want to say that the deck is interesting. The only concern that I have is when you don't open branded cards, you are playing pure Draco Fail. And pure Draco Fail does not beat Radiant Typhoon. So, you know, put everything on a scale. Draco Tail K9, unplayable. Yummy does have some cool variants. In his pure form, I think it's unplayable. Actually, unplayable. Trev, if you are watching this video, if you're listening, put the capsy down, man. Actually, put the capsy down. Those tweets are laughable and cannot be taken seriously. So, Yummy, unplayable in its pure form. Actually unplayable. We can mix it, that's probably fine. In its pure form, unplayable. With Solfachord, raises to a C. With a 3 Brigade, might go to a B. With Radiant Typhoon, it stays on a B. But when you mix both, then it moves, in my opinion, to a top contender. Yummy, 3 Brigade, Radiant Typhoon. The bridge is very cool, but loses to one Nibiru. There are maybe some combos to respect Nibiru that I don't know about, to be honest, because all I have seen are combos that do totally disrespect the rock, but I do believe that when you have enough bodies, when you have enough extenders, there is always a way. There is actually always a way. And if there is something that I learned about this game, and if something that I learned about almost 20 years of experience, is that you can find always a way to respect the card that you want to respect, but everything has a cost. And sometimes it's not only your credit card in order to afford the last set, the last card. Sometimes you will have to trade consistency. Sometimes you will have to trade the card amount in your deck. But I do believe that there is hope for the Yami 3 Brigade Radiant Typhoon. Could also be just like Yami, like a 3 Brigade Radiant Typhoon without Yami. But I do believe that there is hope for this deck. There is probably something that can be done. Do I believe that it's gonna win over Lunaite, Brand Draco Tail, or Mitsurugi? No. Not in the slightest. Maybe if you win every dice roll, maybe. But, and if your opponent doesn't have any pain. K9, unplayable. K9 and Mitsu. K9 and Mitsu. I actually do not hate it. I actually do not hate it, actually. I do believe in it, actually. I do believe in it. It's... the consistency is what is concerning me about this deck. It's the consistency. K9 Solfa Chord. D. Cyber K9D. Crystron K9D. K9 Vanquish Soul. We are back. I know what you guys are gonna say, that you need to play the second Lantern, blah blah blah, yada yada. The deck is the deck is solid. The deck is good. Solid contender. You have to play the Quinquery Princess. I'm not gonna talk about it, but you need it like water in a desert. Make sure to have your Quinquery Princess ready for this variant of K9 Vanquish Soul, because it's gonna be your best friend. D. Combo deck. Putting it in C. The deck requires not only a very skilled player in order to be performing. It does have some issues. Every Pendulum deck has an issue. DTT a little bit less, in my opinion. Actually, a little bit less. But I do have some concerns about how it plays into boards going second. So we're gonna stick it with a solid C. Maybe in the future, if the deck actually performs, we may raise it to a B. It cannot go over a B. Imagine play a Pendulum deck in a meta with MST. Dun 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 dun. Anyways. Rose Dragon, solid dog pile. 3 Brigade Radiant Typhoon. I do not hate it, actually. I really do not. I actually quite like the 3 Brigade and Radiant Typhoon together. We might try to find, like, again, like, with, like, it's in between both those variants. If I like the most 3 Brigade Radiant Typhoon, or I like the most Yami 3 Brigade Radiant Typhoon. But I think with the Yami 3 Brigade Radiant Typhoon, the extra deck, maybe it's not even the extra deck, but the deck count might go slightly above 40, maybe 45, in a meta in which who am I actually help needs to be decided, if you feel me. So it's hard to decide which one is the best variant right now, and we'll see from the performance of regionals which one is gonna be the best. Dogmatica pile. Synchro can go. Mermaid Atlantin. We're gonna have the first penguin. That's gonna help the consistency. It's also a monster deck, so it doesn't really concern himself with the traps of Draco Tail. Maybe Sting sometimes, but I have to say solid B, actually solid B. It does have some very good points at his disposal. Draco Tail pure. I would call it Draco Fail. And if you play it pure, can go to B. Maybe even C for how bad it is, actually. I also don't think it exists, the pure variant without branded right now. I think you are on some good shit. On some good shit. If you play Draco Tail pure without branded or without Magistus. Ekaens. Archetype, very interesting in terms of those quote-unquote entraps. Not there yet. Not there yet. It really doesn't do anything so far. Maybe a C. Maybe a C. Kultun. Kultun, I don't hate it. I actually don't. But it's not at the level right now. And maybe we can mix it with something else in order to make it work. We can mix it with maybe Elven Notes and make it work. So we're gonna have a solid Kultun that we're gonna put right now in B, because the deck is not horrible. The deck can actually do something, and I don't think it's a terrible deck actually. It could go in C, but I do believe in the archetype. That's why I don't put it in C. For the deck itself, it should go in C, but I do believe in the archetype, especially if you mix it. Maybe we'll go in C actually, maybe top C, because I actually don't think pure is that good. But if you mix it with Elven Note, we can raise it to maybe a top B. Top B, bottom A. Very, very bottom A. Very, very bottom A. But I do believe actually that there is something in the Kultun deck list and strategy that will perform in the future. So I'm gonna give it a bottom, very, very bottom, like very close next to B, A, because I do believe that Kultun has something. And I'm usually not wrong. Usually. Sometimes I am. So don't blame me. Enercraft. Very laughable. Branded. Solid B. Branded, like I don't hate it. I'm not even a fan of it right now. But solid B. Radiant Typhoon, solid S. Doom Z can go. Dragon Link, we'll put it in C because, except for Seifert and the fact that the new Albaz does not really work together with Bestial, it makes me wonder why am I playing Dragon Link. If the new Albaz was saying except Synchro 8, Synchro 10 and Fusion level 8, then Dragon Link would actually have a chance. But unfortunately, or fortunately, it does not have a good synergy. So Assault Mode can go. Elven Note is a pure variant without Fiendsmith. I think it's just an archetype thingy. Yummy Elven Note. Yummy Elven Note again, like we can put it in B. Fiendsmith Elven Note, we can put it in B because those are new decks. The interaction are cool. Centurion Elven Note doesn't even work in my opinion. White Forest Elven Note, it's another combo wombo. Archfiend unplayable. Kena. Urai. I am actually a believer. The link to being generic makes me believe. I didn't test this variant enough. I mostly saw it being played. I did do some, you know, some solo games with it, and I don't hate it actually. I actually don't hate it. I'm gonna believe in this deck too. I'm actually gonna believe in this deck too because I do see an insane amount of potential. Top B. Unfortunately, the Furire cards, many of them are very dogpile. Dark Lord, I don't think the deck itself is good. Like, if the deck would, like, if there would be an E rank, I would put Dark Lord there. But as an engine, it has another flavor. As an engine, it has another flavor. Because I do believe that the new Dark Lord cards do actually have a very good potential in branded. A very good potential. And we have Gulgalta that you can send off a branded fusion. And I think it like shakes everything actually, because now you can add the Forbidden card, we can add the Crown. A branded deck that ends on their board plus Crown. You cannot outgrind it. You cannot. You simply cannot. So I'm gonna give it a C as a deck. It's probably even a D actually as a deck. But I'm gonna give the archetype a solid B for being like a sub engine in some decks, because I do believe in Gulgalta. Rescue Ace, unplayable, maybe C, just because Nicky Boy. Exosister, solid B. I don't wanna shit on Exosister. Unfortunately, the main monster in Exosister are bad, simply bad. Like, imagine playing a Sophia in Radiant Typhoon, branded Draco Tail, Lunaite meta. Like, come on, man. Like, laughable. You are laughable if you do that. But the issue with the spell got fixed on the database. So now you can actually, you know, use your cards properly, the way they were intended to do. I'll give it a B. It's a it's a vote of fate, in my opinion. Springans, except the new monster, obviously the deck itself is dog, but the new monster will allow the bridge in between 3 Brigade Radiant Typhoon and Yami 3 Brigade Radiant Typhoon. So I think the new Springans, again, like, we're talking not anymore about the deck, but about like the quality of even one card in the archetype. So it's worth. Branded Magistus, I don't see it. Rising Magistus could be potentially good just for the extension of level 4s because of the lock and yara yara. Maybe again, like, we have to add also Onomat, make a pile level 4. We will see about that. Not sure, again, like, we have Onomat Rizel, maybe Onomat Rizel Magistus, like something around those lines, because we do need the turn skip, in my opinion, if you want to perform with this deck. Draco Tail Magistus, I don't think you play Draco Tail Magistus without Branded, so I'm not even gonna consider it. Branded Magistus Draco Tail, the absolute best deck of the format. In my opinion, it's not even close. I actually believe that this deck can beat every deck in the format. It has enough pushes, it has the best bridges. You know, like, it can be contended by the branded Draco Tail, but the branded Draco Tail, the issue is that doesn't bridge. And you say, Nash, but like, does it matter the bridge? In my opinion, it matters. Because if you don't have a bridge, bro, you have to play more than one pan. More than one pan! I'm not selling you dreams! That shit is ass! GMX. D. Yummy Finsmith that does the bridge with the Armades. Yummy Finsmith, Chaos of Armades, can go into B maybe, but again, like, we're really talking about like air bullets. Radiant Typhoon Finsmith, solid A. I don't take the take on the deck, and everything was made by Diego, which is gonna be in our tier S. And this is my discussion about the 300 format. Hope you guys appreciate it. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, because I'm gonna post a lot. moving forward. Love you all, and I'll catch you guys next time. Kiss.